All right, folks, grab your popcorn because today we're diving into the dark, the fast, and the iconic. From the birth of the vampire genre with Nosferatu to an emotional roller coaster with The Lion King, Mufasa, We See You, and finally, we're running with Sonic the Hedgehog. Buckle up! Let's start with the OG of vampire movies, Nosferatu, 1922. This masterpiece might be over 100 years old, but let's be real, it's still scarier than a Zoom call with your boss at 5 p.m. on a Friday. Max Schreck as Count Orlok looks like he's just had a few too many Red Bulls, but hey, that's the vibe we're going for here. With those eerie, claw-like hands and that creepy stare, this film invented unsettling. The atmosphere is thick with shadows, and it's got that classic silent film vibe, where the acting is so over the top you can almost hear the exaggerated gasps and dramatic pauses. It's a masterclass in tension and visual storytelling, and honestly, Nosferatu is still an unholy chill to the bones, especially if you watch it late at night, alone, in the dark. Did I say that out loud? Score 2.4 or 5. Still terrifying after all these years. A must-see if you love cinema history, or just need something to haunt your nightmares. It's like a creepy old painting that comes to life, disturbing, beautiful, and unforgettable. Now let's talk about The Lion King, specifically Mufasa. Spoiler alert, he's not making it to the sequel, folks. The death of Mufasa hit us all like a freight train at 5 years old. And if you didn't cry, you clearly have no soul. Disney made it a point to rip our hearts out with the gravity of this moment, and I'm convinced this is where the seeds of emotional trauma for an entire generation were sown. The animation, the music, and the sheer gravity of the loss, it's still iconic. Honestly, I'm starting to think that The Lion King is just one big metaphor for how life kicks you while you're down. Like Simba, we all have to pull ourselves together after the ultimate sucker punch. I mean, it's not even just a punch, it's a stampede of emotional wildebeests. Score 5-5. Mufasa's death is one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in cinema. If you haven't cried, we need to talk about your feelings. This is the Disney trauma we didn't ask for but will never forget. And now let's switch gears. Sonic the Hedgehog, 2020. Okay, so Sonic's no vampire, and he doesn't have to wrestle with the emotional weight of losing a father figure. But this little blue blur knows how to deliver laughs and high-speed action. Ben Schwartz's voice work as Sonic is like a caffeine shot straight to the brain. Fast, quirky, and somehow still really charming. The film itself is a love letter to the Sonic video games, packed with ridiculous fun and moments that make you feel like you're running through the Green Hill Zone yourself. Sure, Jim Carrey's over-the-top portrayal of Dr. Robotnik is pure Carrey, which is to say, fun, zany, and borderline terrifying in the best way possible. But honestly, it's the perfect Saturday afternoon popcorn movie. Not Shakespeare, but who needs that when you've got a hedgehog in sneakers? 1-5. It's silly, it's fun, and it's got Sonic. Not exactly groundbreaking, but it's a wild ride. It's perfect if you're looking for some lighthearted chaos, but don't expect to leave pondering the meaning of life. So, whether you're in the mood for some classic horror, a Disney emotional trauma session, or a high-speed cartoonish adventure, these films have something to offer. One's a terrifying dive into the world of the undead. Another's an emotional gut punch with a Lion King-sized impact. And the last? Well, it's a breakneck race to the finish line with a hedgehog who refuses to slow down. What do you think? Does Nosferatu still give you nightmares? Do you sob every time Mufasa falls? Or are you all about Sonic's speed? Let us know in the comments. Screen fades to black, text on screen reads, "Films that move fast, leave scars, and stand the test of time." Movie review, Nosferatu, Lion King, Sonic the Hedgehog. Film scores, iconic movies, vampire films, Disney trauma, Sonic movie, cinematic classics.